Hey Savant Squad, what is happening? Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Savant Life and also search for my page on Facebook and give it a big old thumbs up.
What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another brand new episode of The Savant Life. And yes, we're here on Lavelle Road in Bangalore, and that is the BMW Tusker showroom, and those are the BMW twins, which I came here to test ride and bring you my trusted reviews as usual, my honest 2 cents about the bike. But turns out BMW is not really allowing people to wear a GoPro while they ride the bike. The reason for that, and I completely understand, I'm not throwing them under the bus, the reason for that apparently is that a lot of the guys from the YouTube vlogging community have come by to ride these bikes, and with obviously no intentions of purchasing them, but just to make review videos, which is also fine. But I think one or two of these guys did not really listen to their instructions. They stopped the bike right in the middle of nowhere, started talking a lot of shit about the bikes, and as a result, BMW just decided to scrap GoPros for anyone who's riding their bikes right here in Bangalore. Now, you might obviously get all up in arms about this and say, hey, it's a democratic country and we have the right to go ahead and do what we want to. We should be able to express our opinions and whatever. But understand this, that they are running a business, and if you have absolutely no intention of buying the bike, then you really shouldn't be given a test ride, according to me. And if you are as well, then you shouldn't really be talking mad shit and saying a lot of negative things about the bike just so that you can get more views on your video. At least that's my understanding of it. I don't really know who this person is who did this. So without really knowing the full situation, my bike seems to have shut off over here. So without really knowing the full situation, I can't really comment too much about it. But you can't really go ahead and compare the BMW G310R or the G310 GS to a KTM or to a Mahindra Mojo or to a Bajaj Dominar, because these are different bikes, yeah? I mean, at the end of the day, you can't take a BMW car and compare it against a Chevrolet Cruze. You can't take a Mercedes and compare it against a Toyota Corolla. These are products in different segments, and people need to have the maturity to be able to understand that. That's really one of the reasons why a lot of these manufacturers don't take the Indian biking market seriously, because ultimately when BMW or whoever it is, tomorrow Triumph, let's say, decides to make a motorcycle which is about 400cc, you think they're going to price it at the same level as a Dominar or a Duke? Obviously they're not going to. It's the most basic thing that you need to understand. Like, if you have any sense of business or economics or whatever it is, there are certain brands which are classified as premium brands, lifestyle brands, whatever you want to call them, and they attract a larger pricing than the rest of its competitors. It's as simple and as basic as that. And the fact that people don't really get this and they go ahead and comment in the YouTube section about, oh, at this price I can buy 2 Dominars. Of course you can buy 2 Dominars, because those are Bajaj bikes at the end of the day. If that's all you want, if you just want value for money and you want a basic product, then go for it. But you don't need to shit on a company that is trying to do something that has never really been done before, which is introduce a line of premium bikes in this country. That is worth appreciating in itself. This just gets to me, the lack of understanding that people have from a, hey Gaurav, what's up, dude? There you go, that's Gaurav Kapoor. Breakfast with Champions. What are the chances you all of a sudden run into him while recording a motovlog? Anyways, so where was I? Yeah, I was saying that, hey, people need to have an understanding of which segment a particular bike or a particular car or a particular product or a phone fits into. If you don't, then there's a problem. And that's when people come in. And typically, again, no disrespect to the motovlogging community, but people who are, 18 to 21 years old, who really don't have too much of a worldview, who don't really understand how businesses work, who don't have a clue about marketing or segmentation, come in and start talking all of their shit just to be controversial or just to be cool or just so that their video can stand apart and get like those extra 5,000 views or 10,000 views. And that is really sad. Evaluate a product for what it really is. Again, I'll just give you one last example on this. If you buy an iPhone, You can't compare it to a Xiaomi. You can't compare it to a OnePlus 3. If that's what you want, a OnePlus 3, and by the way, I have a OnePlus 3 before you accuse me of being an iPhone snob, then that's what you go and buy. But you don't go and shit on people who are buying iPhones because, you know, they want something else. They want a different kind of an experience. They want a different brand value associated with it. And believe me, guys, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's the same exact thing over here, right? It's not that difficult to understand. Anyway, so I'm done with my rant. Let me actually talk about the bikes themselves, because I rode both the G310R and the G310GS. And if you've been following this channel, you know this by now, that I'm a sucker for naked street bikes. And between those two BMW twins, I absolutely loved the G310R. It's an incredible looking bike. It feels so premium. It looks so well done that I think it really deserves that premium tag of being 80,000 rupees more than the KTM Duke 390. Now, of course, the KTM Duke 390 is a bike that offers more bang for the buck. It is a more powerful bike. Maybe it's an even more exciting bike to ride, and it definitely has a lot of features like the ride-by-wire technology, the TFT screen, and what have you. But like I said again, there is something to be said about the premiumness of a product, and when you sit on that BMW G310R, especially the one in white, blue and red, their flagship color schemes, which by the way costs I think 12 to 15,000 rupees more than the other colors, it's a whole different experience. I was riding that bike on Laval Road, and for a second you forget that you're in India. You go into the beautiful curvy streets of Cubbon Park and you're riding that BMW naked street bike, and it puts you on another level altogether. And I don't mean in terms of you become a different person. It's just a different experience. Now that experience might kind of fade away within 6 months or 1 year of owning that bike, but that's the thing with any premium product that you buy. However, it's not a boring bike by any stretch of the imagination. I had seen so many of these reviews when they were comparing it to the KTM Duke 390 and saying, oh, it's a very boring bike, it's a very staid bike. It's not. It has enough power and enough zip to keep you on your toes, especially in city traffic, and it's more than you can handle. Believe me, it's a beautiful bike and it gets the job done really, really well. The BMW G310 GS, on the other hand, is a different kind of a bike altogether. It is a proper off-roading machine. When you sit on the G310 GR, which by the way is very low slung, it's got a seat height of about 785 millimeters, which I think is quite comfortable for all kinds of Indian riders, whether you're 5'5" or 5'9", 5'10", it should work for everybody. But the off-roading bike, the G310 GS, ain't like that. It's a different kind of an animal altogether. It has a much more elevated seat height. The suspension is obviously elevated as well, and you get this feeling that you're riding a mini Tiger. That's the kind of feeling that you get, because a Tiger is something that I've actually sat on. Of course, I can't compare it to the BMW G1200 GS because, you know, I've not quite frankly sat in it, but you get that feeling. You get the feeling that you're riding a mean machine. Now, in terms of performance, it might not really be up there. What it can do in terms of top speed, in terms of pickup, it has a top speed of about 145 kilometers, which I know most of you would say is not much. However, keep in mind that this is supposed to be an off-roading machine. It's really meant for munching those miles on the highway and then going off-road wherever your heart takes you. So if you're truly wanderlust, if you want to wander off into one of those hillocks that you randomly come across, or if you want to take it over some kind of a river that you chanced upon, or if you want to take it to Leh and Ladakh, then this is the bike for you. However, as far as reliability and durability and its toughness is concerned, I can't really comment too much because, you know, how much can you really tell about all of those kind of things from having ridden the bike for about 10 minutes or so. However, it is a very brave offering from BMW, and if you're budget conscious, of course, you would, I think, do well by going with the Kawasaki Versys, wherein Kawasaki is actually planning to reduce the prices, or you can even go with the Himalayan, which, by the way, the 2018 version is pretty spanking. If you haven't checked out the review of the Himalayan 2018, I will link it up somewhere over here on the screen, and you can go ahead and do that. But again, like I said, see, the KTM right now, as you can see over there, is the bike for all of the squids in the country. And I'm not saying that guy's a squid. I'm just saying that anyone who can break the bank and probably push towards the 2 lakh range is going to get a KTM, either a Duke 200 or a Duke 250, and some might even go in for the 390. But have you noticed, ever since they upgraded the 390, the sales of the 390 I think have gone down a little bit as compared to the previous generation. However, that's in their view. That's how the market is sensitized, and people will always keep complaining about the price no matter how many premium features any particular manufacturer throws in there. People were even cribbing about the Duke 390, which by the way is an absolutely loaded, ballistic monster of a machine, right? In that segment. Again, don't give me the shit that, oh, you're calling a 390cc bike a monster, bro. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so that's about it. There's way too much of traffic over here for me to be talking any more about this particular topic. If you want me to delve into the BMW twins without really having the video footage, of course, then let me know, and maybe I'll make a 5 things you need to know about the BMW G310R kind of a video. But for right now, I'm gonna get the hella out of here. So thank you so much for watching. Take care, ride safe, be good, and have fun. But oh, by the way, I forgot, if this is your first time around at the Savant Life, then go ahead and smash that subscribe button if you want to see more such videos. Check out all of my other motorcycling content as well. I'm sure you will like it. And if you have any questions, any comments for me, then do drop them in the comment section below, and I will see you the next time. But until then, and as always, take care, ride safe, be good, and have fun. Boom.